Tonight, serious snowfall.
Our standard salters have been running for almost 24 hours straight now at this point.
Roads closed, buses canceled as a winter storm buries the region. Plus, an amicable solution.
Now that everything is settled, it feels extremely positive.
London's Reptile Zoo now in the good books at City Hall. And navigating new rules.
There wasn't any thought of how could this negatively impact small business people.
Blue bin issues for local businesses with no obvious solution.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the blanket of snow burying our region. Police are warning about treacherous highway conditions, preaching patience while crews get to work on getting those roadways cleared. With more on the impact of today's snowfall, here's Jerry Dewan.
Numerous crashes on the 400 series highways kept emergency responders busy throughout the morning. Collisions on the eastbound 402 near Colonel Talbot Road forced the OPP to close the highway for about 3 hours. The eastbound 401 near Putnam also had to be closed for a period of time.
Extremely busy. OPP here in West Region, in southwestern Ontario, responding to multiple crashes, vehicles in the ditch, transport trucks turned over.
Sanchuk admits it's been a challenging winter, but says drivers can't become impatient.
Your all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive are only as good as the drivers, along with your winter tires. So please, just take your foot off that gas pedal. Arrive at your destination, but more importantly, you want to arrive home safely to your families.
He says there were clear examples of people not heeding that advice Thursday morning.
When people see flashing emergency lights, doesn't mean speed up. It means slow down and move over if safe to do so. The one crash in the 402, people were going by us doing 90 to 100 kilometers an hour on a sheet of ice. So it's just yet another crash waiting to happen.
The snow did taper off by midday, allowing road maintenance crews to get most of the roads cleaned up.
Our standard salters have been running for almost 24 hours straight now at this point, and then our larger plow equipment started early morning hours when we started to see the heavy accumulations.
But Joel Gillard says a quick freeze followed by heavy snow can create hidden dangers.
Cold temperatures have a layer of ice underneath this snow, so as we clean it up, you're still going to have slippery conditions until we're able to treat them.
One issue the city is closely monitoring is the road salt supply.
Luckily, we're okay. I know some other municipalities are having some challenges with resourcing salt. We've had steady deliveries all week this week. A full day snowstorm makes it challenging for those deliveries.
Gillard says the forecast indicates the likelihood of more significant snowfall events right through until the end of this month. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Heavy snowfall north of London as well today with widespread school and road closures. As Scott Miller reports, drivers are now being directed to one website for the latest on conditions across the region.
A rapid return to winter closed some roads and all schools across Midwestern Ontario today.
I don't think it's over yet, Scott.
As the weather turned ugly, motorists started the frantic search to find out exactly what roads were open and what was closed. Solden says this winter, the OPP detachments in Huron, Perth, Bruce Grey, and Wellington counties all started using the Municipal 511 website as a one-stop shop for road conditions and road closures across the region.
It was confusing maybe a little bit before, too, because motorists thought, okay, where do I get this information? Where's the best place? Where's the most trusted platform to get the road closure information? And we still utilize X, we utilize Instagram, we utilize Facebook. But people would like to know, okay, just send me one place where it's accurate and up to date.
Solden says the Municipal 511 site is updated directly by the people who are opening and closing the roads, making it quicker and more accurate than previous methods.
Our supervisors go in and add the closures, and then they also do the openings when the road is reopened. So that's in real time and it's immediate. So we are the ones that close the roads, and we're the ones that go in and manage that in the Municipal 511 site.
Solden says the Municipal 511 site also has real-time photos from MTO cameras, road conditions, and other traffic hazards.
Municipal 511 is the most up-to-date, most accurate source for your road closure information for weather-related closures from the police.
In Huron County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Good evening. Winter wallop across the region. As you saw, many issues on area roads. We still have some very icy conditions out there tonight. The watches and warnings, though, coming to an end, with the exception southern Huron County still under a snow squall warning, and there is also a heavy snowfall warning continuing in through Niagara. So we still have a streamer coming off Lake Huron tonight, creating some blowing snow and some accumulating snow. So that will continue over the next couple of hours. It will wind down overnight, but areas like Clinton, Goderich, and it's stretching all the way towards Strathroy. So just outside of London, in and around Kamoka and Delaware, dealing with this little streamer that's moving through. Temperatures are freezing out there with wind chills tonight. It'll feel close to -20 to -24. Right now in London, feeling like, well, temperatures -9 feels like -17. Temperature will continue to drop off. Now, snowfall amounts across the region ranging. Our friends at Bowler Mountain reporting 35 centimeters of snowfall. Coming up, I'll take you through the extended forecast. We do have another system coming in for tomorrow. We'll take a look at snowfall amounts and timing. And Jerry mentioned some colder air holding. We have a brief reprieve from the cold before it moves back in. I'll have all your local weather details coming up in just a few minutes. Carlyle?
Thanks very much, Julie. Officials with Reptilia say their 2.5-year legal dispute with City Hall is settled. On top of that, the indoor zoo at Westmount Commons has now received national accreditation. With the latest on these developments, here's Daryl Newcomb.
Being a new member of the City of London, it was a top priority for us.
According to Reptilia, its years-long legal dispute with the City of London about displaying exotic animals is over, having been amicably resolved. In early 2023, Council voted against amending the animal control bylaw to permit displaying exotic species at the indoor zoo. But weeks later, Reptilia still opened, arguing its provincial license superseded the municipal bylaw. So that June, the city filed a notice of application in Superior Court that sought to declare Reptilia not exempted from the animal control bylaw and an order restraining Reptilia from contravening the animal control bylaw by keeping prohibited animals. Reptilia says it's now glad that the disagreement is over and they can move forward.
That was very troubling for us, and so now that everything is settled, it feels extremely positive, and not only for the staff, but the public.
City Hall's legal department is providing no clarity to the public about why or how it resolved the dispute with Reptilia, telling us in a statement they don't provide comments on legal matters. The city is simply confirming that, quote, the animal control bylaw remains in effect and any new establishments would have to comply with its provisions. Zoo Check Canada says the public deserves greater transparency from City Hall.
I can't imagine what kind of settlement could have happened given the way the bylaw is worded, and it does not appear that the bylaw has been changed. So just complete lack of transparency. If a settlement has been reached, certainly the public should be made aware of it.
Meanwhile, Reptilia's London location has received accreditation from CASA. Canada's accredited zoos and aquariums accepted its membership after a review of its facility and operations.
It confirms that practices have been independently reviewed, and it holds us accountable to the same expectations as Canada's other leading zoological institutions.
Reptilia says its recent CASA accreditation will also see it participate in local conservation efforts. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
2 weeks into the province's new rules for blue box collection, and many London business owners say they're struggling with the changes. Producers are now responsible for recycling, but that's left hundreds of small businesses without curbside pickup. And as Rita Ismail reports, there's no straightforward fix from City Hall.
The responsibility for London's Blue Box program has moved from the city to Circular Materials, the producer responsibility organization that now runs residential curbside collection. But under provincial rules, that service does not include businesses.
Our producers have already paying hundreds of millions of dollars. So, one question would be who would pay for providing the service? And then second, right now we would be asked to after the fact, somehow find a way to exclude that material or set it aside from the other material we collect. We wouldn't be able to commingle it and report it as part of our performance reporting. And we just think that doesn't make sense.
The Ministry of Environment says producer responsibility organizations were never meant to collect recycling from industrial, commercial, or institutional sources, and that municipalities can choose to offer small business pickup if they wish. London's mayor says that option simply isn't realistic.
For us to be able to do that, we would have to build an entirely new recycling program from the ground up to service those 500 businesses. And we would run into two significant challenges there. One, it would be exceptionally costly because we would have to design a whole new program. And two, we would be in a situation where we're advantaging some businesses over others because we were never picking up recycling for all businesses in the city. We were only doing those 500 that were on those existing routes because it just made sense for us to do it.
Meanwhile, local business leaders say the rollout was poorly communicated.
We are quite disappointed because of the lack of planning by the provincial government, and the municipal government, because while the change has gone from the city paying for the recycling to the producers of those materials, which is great, there wasn't any thought of how could this negatively impact the small business people. And so we're an afterthought now.
Businesses are now looking at ways to collaborate and secure more affordable private recycling. For now, with no real municipal plan to step in and no service from Circular Materials, hundreds of London shop owners are left to sort it out on their own. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
A former London Police Services board member is returning to the board, filling a vacancy.
That I will, to the best of my ability, discharge my duties as a member of the London Police Service Board faithfully, impartially, and according to the law and any rules, procedures, and bylaws of the board.
Jeffrey Lang is the current president and CEO of the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. He was sworn in as the newest London Police Board member this morning. Lang fills the seat left vacant after Haley Faulkner stepped down back in the fall. He previously served on the board from 2019 to 2021. A documentary at the center of criminal charges against the creator of Creeper Hunter TV will premiere on broadcast television this weekend. The documentary is called Shamed, which screened at the Forest City Film Festival last year. The subject of the film, Jason Nasser, was criminally charged by London police, who say he attended the screening, violating several court orders preventing him from contacting people who were also at the screening. The documentary will air Sunday evening on TVO. The future of a pipeline carrying oil into central Canada is under threat of shutting down. Brian Bicknell has more on the legal battle over Line 5 and what it could mean for thousands of jobs in Sarnia-Lambton.
Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline carries oil and gas from Wisconsin to Canada, passing through both Michigan peninsulas and the straits between Lake Huron and Lake Michigan. Enbridge sued Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer to block the state from shutting the pipeline down. Last month, a federal district judge sided with Enbridge. But now Sarnia Mayor Mike Bradley says he's grown frustrated the governor is appealing that decision.
It's very frustrating to have our biggest trading partners state, the governor continually not accepting the verdicts of the court and not listening to Canadians how important. That line brings in 3,000 to 5,000 jobs in Sarnia-Lambton alone.
The pipeline has been in operation for more than 70 years, and it provides critical energy to both central Canada and the U.S. Midwest. In addition to the Michigan governor, others who want it shut down include environmental and Indigenous groups over concerns that it could leak. But Bradley says those concerns are being addressed.
The key, though, is to get Enbridge to spend the $500 million to protect the pipeline in the Mackinac Straits, and then let us get on with operating the pipeline properly without any insecurity. And I support the $500 million being spent, and I would have supported Enbridge if they didn't do that. But what we need now is the governor of Michigan to respect what is happening in Canada.
Enbridge has proposed building a tunnel to house the pipeline under the Straits of Mackinac instead of its current placement on the lake bed. Its application is being considered by the State Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Disney on Ice is taking over Canada Life Place with shows starting tonight and running through the weekend. For more, we're joined live by Lauren Stallone from Canada Life Place. Lauren, over to you.
Thanks, Carlyle. That's right. We're here at Disney on Ice, and I am joined by Kate Mahan, a performer in the show. Now, Kate, tell me what people can, coming out to the show, expect to see.
So this is a wonderful opportunity to come to Disney on Ice and see our road trip adventure show starring Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy as they take us through a crazy ride through some of your favorite Disney stories.
Amazing. And as someone who is in the show, is there something that's your favorite, something fun that you enjoy doing the most?
Well, I love that we have two special segments on this show that are special to just this show. We have a number that focuses on the movie Mary Poppins Returns, and then we also have our live action Aladdin segment as well, and both of those are beautiful to watch.
Amazing. They all sound like a lot of fun, and I know that you mentioned there are some interactive elements to the show as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we're going on a road trip, and so we need a tour guide, and we have two tour guides here as our hosts that go throughout the show, and they take pictures of our audience members and post them on our screens for the show, and it's just a great time for everyone.
Awesome. Well, tonight is opening night, but we still have a few shows left this weekend. Tell us a little bit more about those dates and where anyone can go if they're looking to get tickets.
Yeah, so we'll have shows tonight through Sunday. You can go to DisneyOnIce.com to check out prices and times that work for you.
Well, thank you so much, Kate. There you have it, Carlyle. It is sure to be a magical night, a magical weekend, and come check out the show if you're in town. Back to you.
Lauren, thanks very much. When we come back, revitalizing a trade relationship, the latest on the Prime Minister's visit to China and whether there's been any significant progress. Plus, federal officials confirm a Canadian citizen has been killed during massive street protests in Iran.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVLondon.ca, your home for news.
Welcome back. The Prime Minister is in China right now at the start of what could be a new era in relations between our countries. After the first day of talks, officials signed trade and economic cooperation agreements to boost exports. However, there's been no breakthrough in reducing tariffs on canola or seafood. Annie Bergeron-Oliver reports.
A grand ceremony full of pageantry in China's House of Political Power, marking the restart of a Canada-China relationship that has been largely non-existent for years.
I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order. It's a partnership with new focus and greater depth and a sense of purpose.
Prime Minister Mark Carney receiving a warm welcome from various Chinese leaders Thursday, who said bilateral relations have hit a turning point.
China is prepared to work with Canada to follow through on the important consensus between our leaders and move forward our strategic partnership on a trajectory of healthy, steady, and sustainable development.
Agreements signed today pledge greater dialogue in areas including forestry, tourism, culture, and food safety. On energy, the pact recognizes Canada as an important potential partner in oil and gas.
What we heard loud and clear is China is looking for reliable trading partners that don't use energy for coercion.
So far, there has been no agreement publicly about tariffs, but Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe, who has been outspoken about the need to remove canola tariffs, was invited to sit in on a meeting with Premier Li. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet with Xi Jinping. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Beijing, China.
Global affairs officials say they are aware of the death of a Canadian in Iran as the UN holds an emergency meeting on the brutal crackdown on demonstrators. With more on today's developments, here's Mike Lecouture.
As anti-government protests blanketed Iran in recent weeks, we're learning a Canadian has died in the hands of Iranian authorities. In a post on social media, the Foreign Affairs Minister said, "Our consular officials are in contact with the victim's family in Canada, and my deepest condolences are with them at this time." While supporting the peaceful protests, Anita Anand said Canada condemns and calls for an immediate end to the Iranian regime's violence. According to some estimates, at least 2,500 people have been killed since the Iranian regime began cracking down on protesters. The White House says 800 executions were scheduled for today, but President Trump has been given assurances they will not happen.
The president and his team have communicated to the Iranian regime that if the killing continues, there will be grave consequences.
Perhaps a glimpse of some of those consequences, the U.S. Treasury Secretary announced sanctions against key members of the Iranian government.
Iran's leaders had brutally responded to peaceful demonstrations with violence, from mass shootings in the street to attacks on wounded victims in hospitals.
In an apparent appeal to the Trump administration, a video message from the exiled Crown Prince of Iran laid out his aspirations for the country if the current regime is toppled.
A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism.
Well, that can only happen if the Islamic Republic is ousted. Meanwhile, with the recent crackdown on protesters, Canadians are being urged by Global Affairs Canada to leave Iran now. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
On the desk now with Julie Atchison, and as we saw earlier in the newscast, there's been a big dump of snow today so far, and it sounds like they're keeping an eye on one more system that could hit us.
Yeah, so there's another weather system coming in tomorrow. This one not packing quite the punch.
As much?
Yeah, definitely not as much snow on the way. The one that moved through last night and early today, we had a prolonged area of snowfall leading to watches and warnings. Those are coming down. Right now, we still have that warning for snow squalls in through southern Huron County, and still some flurries out there, but the winds will be easing off in the next few hours, and the snow squalls will wind down. It's cold out there for sure. -9 was our high today. Got a bit milder than I expected, of course, relatively. -14 our low temperature, and tonight we're going down to about -17, feeling like -24. Now the wind's starting to ease off right now out of the northwest, and we will see a shift in our winds tonight coming in out of the south. So a couple things happening. Our big weather system is now moving well off to the east. Still some heavy snowfall in eastern Ontario towards Ottawa and parts of southern Quebec. We have some milder temperatures in through Newfoundland and the Maritimes with rainfall, but the cold slowly creeping its way eastward. Where it's not cold is Western Canada. They've been breaking records early in the week, and it's really a big ridge in place, so they've had gorgeous weather. We're under the trough, and that means we have a series of systems coming in. The next one set to arrive as we head into your Friday. By about lunchtime, we'll be back into some light snowfall. So this is our next little clipper system that dives toward the Great Lakes, and with it an area of snowfall. Wind chills, as I mentioned, overnight, feeling like -20 to -24. An extreme cold weather alert issued by the London Middlesex Health Unit. In terms of these temperatures, we're dropping down in London. -17 is the overnight low, so cold. As we go out 24 hours, we have a weak area of high pressure tonight, but by tomorrow the clouds fill back in and the next low pressure area comes in. So you can see the area of snowfall that'll be pushing through, likely about 2 to 4 centimeters to start, and then a Friday evening the potential for another 2 to 4 centimeters. So on the high end we could see about 8 additional centimeters of falling, and you can see that's right through here on Perth, Grey Bruce, and east towards Toronto. Now in and around the Golden Horseshoe, they were hammered by this system. Snowfall amounts really shutting down traffic right across the GTA, canceled flights, of course, and you saw in our area all of the road closures and crashes. So Friday evening, still some snowfall around, and then Saturday, skies will be cloudy, and there'll be some light snowfall first thing in the morning, and then flurries will continue through the weekend. We'll have another system come in Sunday night with some more snow, so those probabilities going up. Now the extended forecast is showing flurries every day. However, there'll be weak little systems coming through. Generally snowfall amounts as we move into early next week, just a couple of centimeters with the flurries. So this is the 36-hour map reading close to 8 centimeters of snow in London, and you can see that's widespread, stretching all the way from Windsor through London east to Toronto and eastward Belleville into Ottawa. Quickly again, it was warm in Western Canada, starting to cool off, but still beautiful today with lots of sunshine. It's very unsettled over the Great Lakes and into the Maritimes. Your forecast for your Friday, waking up to overcast conditions. The winds out of the south, the winds pick up as we head through the day, and the temperature comes up a bit to a -2. Snowfall expected by lunchtime. It will continue into the afternoon and the evening, and you saw those total snowfall amounts close to 8 centimeters as we head into Saturday morning. Another drop in temperature Sunday, Monday. Daytime highs dip between -6 and -8, and overnight lows from -10 to -11. We'll be into flurries. We'll have some accumulation Sunday night into Monday, another couple centimeters, and then just the chance for flurries through the rest of the week. Temperatures take a major dive on Tuesday, and cold conditions and well below normal as we move into early next week, especially the overnight lows from -11 to -14. And when you factor in the wind chill, it'll feel close to -20 every night next week. So another round of snow coming our way, Carlyle, tomorrow. Generally, snowfall amounts to start 2 to 4 centimeters during the day, and then the potential for another 2 to 4 heading into Friday night. And then Saturday, a bit of snow Saturday morning, but cold conditions next week. A brief reprieve, though, from the very cold air over the next couple of days.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Still ahead, the rising tide of insurance premiums. What's pushing them higher, even if you don't file any claims?
While we continue to wait for the winner of that $80 million Lotto Max jackpot to come forward, let's make you the next big winner. $100 in OLG vouchers coming up tomorrow morning at 7:10 in Prizetown.
Canadian real estate officials are hopeful their industry will turn around this year after a nearly 2% decline in 2025, largely attributed to the tariff onslaught from south of the border. With more on the expectations for 2026, here's Abigail Beeman.
My father talked about his first house that he bought was $80,000, which is now my down payment.
John Gilmer is like so many millennials struggling to buy a first home.
Feels almost like spinning tires.
Even with a household income above $200,000 a year.
The target keeps getting raised as fast as our savings.
Water building up behind a dam.
The Canadian Real Estate Association cites pent-up demand from first-time buyers like Gilmer as a key driver for its new projection of some growth in sales and prices after sales fell in 2025, saying interest rates have come down enough to make a difference. After a 1.9% drop, CREA projects national home sales will climb 5.1% in 2026 and 3.5% in 2027. House prices predicted to climb slightly too, to a national average just under $700,000 this year and $715,000 next year.
People in their 30s who are saying, I need something big enough to start a family in, it doesn't exist. Or it exists in the legacy detached space, which is very expensive.
The so-called missing middle of affordable options.
People aren't necessarily interested in like a condominium townhouse or a condo itself, and they're having trouble getting into like a freehold.
CREA says over the last 2 decades, there's been a switch from building low-density detached housing to building mostly apartments. John Gilmer is hopeful 2026 will be his year to enter the market, thanks to savings, lower interest rates, and financial help from his parents.
$2,700 a month that I'm paying in rent could be used in much better manner where I'm building equity.
The Prime Minister has committed to doubling the rate of home construction. CREA says it has a sense of optimism about the federal Build Canada Homes Agency, but for the medium to long term, while the problem of affordable housing remains pressing today. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Insurance premiums are rising, even for Canadians who haven't filed any claims recently. Analysts say that's because of extreme weather, inflation, and the rising cost for repairs for both homes and autos. Pat Foran reports.
Frank Cassano of Oakville is growing frustrated with his annual insurance costs. Despite having no claims on his home and auto insurance and keeping a clean driving record, his insurance goes up every year.
When I got my new rate for the car insurance, I freaked out.
Cassano says over the past 3 years, his home and auto insurance have almost doubled. From October 2024 to October 2025, home insurance premiums jumped 6.8% and auto insurance went up 7.3%. Over the past 5 years, home insurance has risen almost 39% and auto insurance premiums have increased almost 19%. Cassano says someone who is claims-free shouldn't constantly have to pay more.
I don't want to be paying for anybody else's. I want to pay for my own. If I get into an accident, yeah, then you raise my rates. But if I'm clear every year, and I shouldn't be able to get an increase because of, you know, the theft that's going on. It's not my problem.
Year over year, for both home and auto insurance, we saw increases.
The insurance industry says inflation, tariffs, and natural disasters such as wildfires, hailstorms, and flooding are leading to huge insurance payouts. Homes are more expensive to rebuild and repair. The price of new vehicles has also increased, and the cost to repair them has gone up as cars become more technologically advanced.
What could be a minor fender bender, 10, 15 years ago for like a bumper that maybe cost $500 to replace. Now that's $1,500, $2,500, potentially more.
While remaining loyal to your insurance company has benefits, if your premiums go up dramatically, you may be better off shopping around.
So it really is in a consumer's best interest to take the time to shop that rate.
Well, you should look around.
Cassano switched companies and saved $1,000 on his premiums. Still, he wants the government to investigate to make sure consumers are not being overcharged on their home and auto insurance. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index was up on the strength of the industrial and financial sectors. The TSX climbed 112 points. In New York, the Dow added 293, the Nasdaq up 58. The Canadian dollar lost a tenth of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold fell $12 an ounce. Oil dropped $2.80 a barrel. When we come back, who's on the hook when it comes to medical tourism going wrong, the liability concerns, and the potential for a hefty bill abroad?
Who's Hungry London? Growing Chefs Ontario presents the return of Londonlicious, January 16th to February 8th. Spotlighting unique and delicious eats in the Forest City. Enter now at ctvlondon.ca for your chance to win dinner for two at one of the amazing restaurants.
A warning from a patient and a doctor about the risks involved of going abroad for medical procedures. If something goes wrong, there can be substantial financial consequences, and insurance may not cover them. Pauline Chan reports.
When Nicole Grigorov set out for her mummy makeover in Costa Rica last fall, she thought she had insurance. But when she developed sepsis and nearly died, she found out she wasn't covered.
Actually, I have two forms of insurance, which I thought were suffice. I have the travel medical insurance, and I also have insurance on one of my credit cards. And one of them is critical illness and disability, so I'm arguing with them right now.
I get calls from time to time from people asking that exact question, and I explain to them absolutely not. And other scenarios too, like heart or cancer or anything out of the country that you are going to, knowingly that there will be a surgery or a treatment, is absolutely not covered by an insurance company.
The Ontario Health Ministry says some forms of cosmetic surgery are actually covered by OHIP, saying OHIP would provide payment for out-of-country cosmetic procedures should they meet specific requirements as outlined in Regulation 522 of the Health Insurance Act, adding, under which surgery for alteration of appearance may be a benefit. Some examples include repair for trauma scars, removal of large benign lesions, post-mastectomy breast reconstruction, etc. But not the kind of cosmetic surgery Nicole had. Patient M recently went to Turkey for several procedures, including dental work, hair transplant, and a tummy tuck, knowing insurance would not cover any mishaps. On his flight back, he developed fluid buildup in his abdomen. It took 3 procedures over 2 weeks to clear it. But despite the complications, he's happy, saying, the estimated cost savings compared to having the same procedures done in Canada were significant, likely close to $60,000 to $75,000 for all the procedures. Both M and Nicole say mishaps do happen, even in Canada. Nicole looked into suing the Costa Rican clinic, but was told the time and expense for an overseas case would not be worth it. The clinic promised a refund of the $20,000 she spent on the surgery, but she has yet to see a cent. The loss of her fingers and toes would make running her resort business up north too difficult, so she's planning to sell it. And her family has set up a GoFundMe to help with expenses in the meantime.
I try to do some of my makeup and my hair with my niece, but, I'm trying to do things for myself, but it's going to definitely be a forever process.
Grigorov says looking back at her ordeal, the cosmetic surgery seemed so unnecessary now, but she wants to tell her story to make sure others are informed.
Any surgery is a risk, and I really didn't have to have a mummy makeover, and I know that. I just wanted to look better and feel better about myself. I'm 50.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Provincial government officials are pledging $8 million to train more family doctors.
These clinics will train family medicine residents in a team-based model alongside other healthcare professionals, such as nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and registered nurses.
Not only will our future care providers receive real-world experience and mentorship from some of our best physicians during their studies, but these clinics will also connect more people across Ontario to world-class primary care close to home.
Last month, the Auditor General found Ontario added far fewer family medicine spaces than planned because these clinics were not ready to go. The new target is 16 teaching clinics ready by 2028, while promising more to come.
It's time for your London list. This is where we get you up to date on what's happening and coming up in the area for the weekend. We're joined by KP from Mornings on 97.5 Virgin Radio. We're starting at Canada Life Place. This is a big event that comes to the city every year. I've gone every single year since it's been here in the city of London. Disney on Ice, such a wonderful tradition for so many families.
Yeah, we already have our tickets. We're going. My little's already dressing up. They have their outfits planned. Very excited. It actually kicks off tonight and it wraps up on Sunday at Canada Life Place. There are so many shows. I think Saturday there's 3 shows throughout the day. So lots of opportunities to get those tickets and go and cheer on your favorite character. They've really branched out this year. So they have like the Mickey and Minnie and like Frozen, of course, but then like Aladdin and Lion King and even Mary Poppins. So I'm very excited for that.
Some traditional ones bringing
they're
back.
calling it road trip. So I think they're going to go like road trip through time, I think.
Okay, cool. And we're staying on the ice. Storybook Gardens is such a great place to go this time of year. I love the lights. I love the feel. Lots of skate times.
Yeah, so they have the skate trail continuing on, hopefully until March, as long as the weather cooperates for us. But it's a 250-meter trail that you basically skate. We've done it so far actually this year as well. Kids loved it. I loved it. You can get beaver tails at the end. It's really, really cute. And they've done such a great job. And as well, Victoria Park, they still have their ice up. And that should be continuing on for, again, weather permitting for the season. But the lights this Friday, the last chance to go and see those beautiful lights around Victoria Park.
And really just walking through there, it's just so calming. It's nice to grab a hot chocolate or a coffee and just cruise your way through the downtown core. Is that all that's happening? Anything else?
We also have a sledge hockey tournament happening. That's at the Western Fair Sports Center. This is totally free to attend. It runs all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But it's the 20th anniversary of this particular tournament. It's huge. It's awesome. A lot of action. So if you want to go and check out some sledge hockey action, that's happening. And of course, we've got Londonlicious.
Yes.
This is kicking off for us tomorrow all across the city of London and region, and some fantastic restaurants all involved. I think 44 this year. Wow. Every year they get bigger and bigger, more on board. I'm excited. I'm going Sunday to one of my favorite restaurants on that list. So very, very fun. They have really cool Londonlicious menus, so a lot of them are a little more affordable as well, and things that you may not try if it weren't on a different menu, and it kind of like you realize how many other foods that you may love and not even know.
A lot of those chefs too, it gives them an opportunity to kind of go outside their comfort zone and bring in items into those restaurants that they normally wouldn't have on a menu.
Right. I actually, last year I had bacon wrapped figs, and I'm like, who knew that would be like the most delicious thing ever?
Actually sounds
it was so good. So
sweet
good.
and salty and savory.
Oh, so good.
All right, that's your London list. Londonlicious coming up again, 44 restaurants participating. Thanks so much, KP, and we'll see you next time. It's a winter wonderland out there. Snow blankets the region. Thank you to Tom and Tina Gollin for sending this photo in. Frigid wind chills overnight and another round of snow for your Friday. Temperatures briefly rebound heading into the weekend, but another blast of cold Arctic air moves in Sunday and chilly temperatures heading into next week.
Residents in a Toronto neighborhood say they're frustrated with police after charges were dropped against a teenager accused of harming raccoons and killing a cat. As John Woodward reports, court documents show police lost track of evidence, placing little priority on the case.
This is the shed that they found her underneath.
This is the place that Sarah Downing's worst fears were realized. Her cat Mildred, missing for days, was dead.
She didn't die from natural causes.
The cat found as other neighbors in the Bain Housing Co-op in Toronto's East End were making gruesome discoveries. Several raccoons dead, in one case seen near a 16-year-old boy.
We were kind of on high alert because, you know, animal abuse was not something that we had witnessed here before.
The neighbors organized, collected video, including that of a boy and what they believe was a raccoon carcass, and handed it to the police. A young person was charged, and the neighborhood hoped it was over.
It was really nice to speak with some police officers and have them assure us that they were taking it really seriously and that this would be handled, because it felt like there was a threat right outside our front doors.
Fast forward to this week when the case was tossed at the Ontario Court of Justice because of delays. The judge saying it was inexcusable for Toronto police to take 11 months to admit some promised evidence didn't even exist, saying the case wasn't complex, it was just plagued by disorganization, a lack of resources, oversight, and indifference to the disclosure process. Disclosure failures are a common reason cases are tossed, but when we asked through a Freedom of Information request whether this is tracked internally, police said they couldn't provide a number, saying the nature of disclosure requirements is fluid. The lawyer for the boy, who can't be identified, told us this case collapsed under the weight of investigative error. The family telling CTV News they've left the area, saying our lives have been irrevocably altered.
I felt so sad for him and his family that he's clearly not well.
The neighbors still have their evidence, angry at how it all turned out.
Do your job better. You've got so much money coming your way right now. If you know there are structural deficiencies, damn it, fix it.
Sarah Downing told the body of the cat had to be held until the trial. She's hoping to get it back to cremate it. She's worried that the police haven't confirmed yet that it's coming. John Woodward, CTV News.
Homeland Security officials in Minnesota say a federal agent shot a man in the leg last night, which was followed by protesters shooting fireworks at officers.
Oh my God.
Homeland Security officials claim a Venezuelan immigrant fled his vehicle during a targeted traffic stop, crashing into a parked car and then running away on foot. They say 2 other people attacked an arresting officer with a snow shovel and a broom handle. State leaders are calling for peace in the streets while demanding ICE agents leave Minneapolis immediately. President Donald Trump appears set on taking over Greenland after a meeting between U.S. administration officials and representatives from Denmark and Greenland yesterday.
The president has made his view clear, and we have a different position. For us, ideas that would not respect territorial integrity of the Kingdom of Denmark and the right of self-determination of the Greenlandic people are, of course, totally unacceptable.
Trump has said he wants Greenland for the U.S. for its critical minerals and claims Russia or China will try to claim it first. Leaders from Denmark and other European nations have said they're sending military personnel to secure the territory amid concerns the U.S. would disrupt the NATO alliance. 4 astronauts are back on Earth after their mission to the International Space Station was cut short because of a medical condition.
They deploy around 119 miles per hour, and they'll decelerate it down to about 15, 16 miles per hour.
The crew splashed down in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego early this morning, capping off a 10-hour descent from the space station. They were brought home weeks ahead of schedule for the undisclosed condition, the first time NASA has done that because of a medical emergency. NASA officials say the crew member in question is doing fine.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Saturday, 8 a.m., Weekend Spotlight. I am your host, inviting you to join me on Saturday morning. This week, we're going to chat with Lauren Stallone. You see her on London CTV News, anchoring, reporting. We're going to chat with her about life outside of the news environment. Find out how to alleviate some tax implications by donating to charity. And Growing Chef's going to fill us in on London-licious. Be sure to check it out Saturday, 8 a.m.
Finally tonight, a shout out for a historical Indigenous site in Alberta on a critically acclaimed U.S. medical drama. It's a UNESCO heritage site, and as Tyson Fedor reports, it may just get a boost in attention after its mention on The Pit.
Nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains is Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump. The historical Indigenous site showcases exhibits, trails, and lookout points of where the Blackfoot people use their knowledge of buffalo behavior to kill their prey for food.
We pride ourselves on being stewards of a sacred site. Bring more understanding of what the southern Alberta landscape has to offer.
The site, located west of Fort Macleod, was peppered into some dialogue between two ER doctors on the season 2 premiere of HBO Max's show, The Pit.
Where are you going?
Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump.
Captain Crunch flying squirrel socks. What are we talking in code, or you having a stroke?
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
We had no idea. It was a pleasant surprise.
It's unclear how the writers ended up featuring Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump for Noah Wile's character, Dr. Michael Rabinovich's script, but was centered around discussion of taking a sabbatical. However, that scene that aired last week has sparked a flurry of visitors to the park.
We watched The Pit. We love it. It's a great show. Big fans of ER, big fans of Noah Wile. Complete reference out of the blue. Got us really excited, so we came down for the day and check it out. We've had a ball. It's awesome.
Travel Alberta has also featured the scene in a recent video. The Pit recently won several Golden Globes, including Best TV Series for Drama. Now, staff of the world-famous site are hopeful the international attention draws out even more curious travelers. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, near Fort Macleod.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.